Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. Now today I'm going to talk about the Overwatch League group stages for the Pro-Am tournament. But before we get into that, let's first just have a quick overlook at all the teams that that are currently competing in the Pro-Am tournament. We have the Overwatch League teams, that being the Atlanta Reign, Boston Uprising, the Florida Mayhem, Houston Outlaws, the London Spitfire, LA Gladiators, LA Valiant, NYXL, San Francisco Shock, the Toronto Defiant, Vancouver Titans, Vegas Eternal, and Washington Justice. And then obviously we have, I'm pretty sure some contender teams as well who is also joining, that being the Saints, Trick Room, Redbird Esports, Timeless, Wisp, Twisted Minds, and Team Peps. Have a look. Just also having a quick look as well at all of the players. Obviously, there's some players which I did not mention in my video. One of that being Lethal and Scarippa. Both of them have joined the Spitfire after my video got released. What else? I don't really think anyone else. No one. No, I don't really. I don't think there's been any other changes I can really think of, but that was the big one, obviously Spitfire and the running Lethal and Scarippa. Those are the Overwatch League teams. Now here are the contenders teams as well. Let's first obviously have a quick look at the group stages. So the top two, they advance over to the bracket stage, which I'll get to later. So Group A, the top two was the Florida Mayhem and the San Francisco Shock. Now, to keep this in mind as well, the Shock, they are playing with Ping. I'm pretty sure they are still in Korea, so that's why you see them struggling a bit. And then third place, Vancouver Titans, then Timeless and Trick Room. Both of them got one win each. Group B, we have the Atlanta Reign and the London Spitfire. Both of them got place in the bracket stage. Sorry, I keep hiccuping. And the Saints in third, LA Valiant fourth, and the Vegas Eternal down in plumb last. And then Group C, we have the Boston Uprising and the LA Gladiators. Both of them advance to the bracket stage. Then we have the Justice, the Washington Justice, Wisp, and Team Peps. And then Group D, we have the Houston Outlaws and the Toronto Defiant. Both of them advances to the bracket stage. And then we have Twisted Minds, NYXL, and Redbird Esports. So no contender teams made any upsets of making it to the bracket stage, but there's been some interesting upset matches as well in the group stage. Speaking of that, let's first have a quick look at some of the matches as well. So first off with Group A, I'm not going to go through all of them, but individually in each day I'll go through like which ones were pretty surprising, which one weren't really, but we move on. Day one, this kind of, I mean, I'm pretty sure this one was where like we kind of got confirmation that the Shock are playing with Ping. That was against the Mayhem. Even though the Mayhem aren't actually too bad of a team, obviously we expect a bit more from the Shock, but then it was released that they're actually playing with Ping. But it was a 2-1 victory for the Mayhem, 2-1 on Nepal, 2-1 at Kingsborough for the Shock, Nepal 1 to Mayhem, and Esperanza 100.94 meters for the Mayhem compared to the Shock's 37.42 meters. That the MVP was someone that was the main tank, well, the tank for the team. Then the one which kind of really told us that the Shock was struggling a bit was they lost to Trick Room. Yes, the contenders team, the two-time champions lost to a contenders team. So Trick Room, they won 2-1 on Arctic Peninsula. Whatever. The new control map. Arctic Peninsula. There we go. I'm pretty sure I said that correctly. 2-1 victory for the Shock. 3-2 on Hollywood on Trick Room, and then on Colossia it was Trick Room winning that 75.97 millimeters compared to the Shock's 66.66 millimeters. The MVP was infected. Now I can't remember who. I think Trick Room has a 15-year-old or 16-year-old. I'm pretty sure, maybe both. But it'd be quite funny when I'm pretty sure someone made a meme about it that they got a high school win, like. Or he's going to be known as the person to beat the San Francisco Shock. So that'd be quite funny. Another one as well, the Saints actually winning against the new Valiant team, a 2-1 victory for the Saints, a 2-1 victory though for the Valiant on Arctic Peninsula. Roosevelt went to 2-1 on Saint, and then Colosio was a winner on the Saints as well, only by a couple of meters, and it was Tree gained the MVP for that. Day 2, nothing really interesting there. The Reign winning 2 matches there. Spitfire winning the match. Hydras winning the match. Mayhem winning the match. Not really interesting there. Day 3, I guess we'll talk about this one for a bit. The Valiant, they obviously got their only win against Las Vegas Eternal. 2-0 victory and a 2-1 victory on the Nepal and Blizzard World for the Valiant. And it was Nosuke MVP for that. And then day 4, maybe this one will maybe talk about. It was just the Vegas Eternal once again losing to the Saints. A 2-0 victory on Ilios and 3-2 on Hollywood for the Saints, and it was King win that one. And I think this is the only battle for contenders. I'm pretty sure the only time that the contender teams actually versed each other, it was Timeless winning against Trick Room. 2-0 victory on Oasis for Timeless. A 1-0 victory on Hollywood for Trick Room, and it was on Esperanza it was Timeless winning that one by Konjimayo, and it was Cal gaining the MVP. So that's week 1. Week 2 is a kind of a different story, maybe. Day 1, nothing really interesting there, I'll be honest. Maybe this one, Outlaws versus NYXL, just kind of actually showed, obviously, what everyone expected, that the NYXL was going to struggle. But to be fair, the Outlaws are a very, very good team. A 2-0 victory on Lijiang Tower, and a 3-2 victory on King's Road, both to the Outlaws' way. It was Pelican getting MVP. Remember wondering why day 6 is very short? Well, it's because Redbird Esports, they were having some technical issues, so that's why they couldn't compete on March 31st. But on day 7, it was jam-packed with matches. Some contender teams obviously versus each other, that being first team Peps versus Wisp. It was a 2-0 victory for Wisp, a 2-1 victory on Nepal, and a 3-4 victory on Blizzard World, and was Rocket getting MVP. Twisted Minds versus Redbird Esports. Obviously, you see here there was some severe weather near the Redbird Esports facilities, so they delayed all the matches from Redbird Esports. And it was a 2-1 victory for Twisted Minds. A 2-1 victory on Arctic Peninsula. I still can't say the word because I'm stupid. Kingsborough went to Redbird Esports 3-2, and in Colosio it was a crushing defeat thanks to Twisted Minds. A very dominant victory for them. KSAA gained MVP for that one. And the only time, I'm pretty sure, that the NYXL won was up against Redbird Esports. A 2-0 victory on Ilias and a 3-0 victory on Kings Row. Very, very, what's the word I'm for? It was basically a wipeout, basically, for the NYXL against Redbird Esports. But wasn't really nice, good sunshine and roses, though, for the NYXL, as they lost to Twisted Minds. 2-1 victory, though, for Twisted Minds, so it was actually pretty close. A 2-0 victory on Oasis, 3-2 on Kings Row, and Esperanza went on the way to Twisted Minds. And LBBD7 got MVP for that. So here is the bracket for the bracket stage, and obviously this will end around April 10th. Just letting you know, I will be on vacation, so I probably won't be able to cover it maybe until I get home, which is around the 20th probably, so I do apologize for that. But I will be covering it as soon as I get back home. But we'll first start off with, I'm pretty sure it's the Florida Mayhem. Yes, it is. For the Florida Mayhem versus the London Spitfire. That'll be first. Then we got the Boston Uprising versus the Toronto Defiant. Then we got the Houston Outlaws versus the San Francisco Shock. And then the Atlanta Reign versus the LA Gladiators. My pick on winning it would be very difficult, I'll be honest. There's obviously some great teams. I think definitely favorites probably includes like the Uprising, the Outlaws, the Reign. Gladiators has a pretty good team. The Shock, Spitfire, probably not, sadly. I think Mayhem will also be pretty good. I don't think I said Toronto. I think Toronto will be pretty decent. But top 2, I think, will be in the grand final. I do think it probably will be the Uprising and the Atlanta Reign, I think. That's just my pick. I think the Atlanta Reign and the Boston Uprising, I think they're going to be in the grand final for the bracket stage. So that's going to be really exciting, and hopefully I'll be able to watch it. So that's really about it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Catch you guys next time in the next one. Goodbye.